The vast expanse of space is unforgiving, and nowhere is this more evident than on the surface of the desolate moon. A damaged spacecraft lies in ruins, its once sleek design now marred by jagged tears and scorch marks. Inside, an alien mother clutches her child tightly. Their skin, a soft iridescent hue, glows faintly even in the harsh conditions. The mother's breaths come in shallow, labored gasps, and her eyes, filled with pain and fear, flicker between consciousness and oblivion. Her child, smaller and frilier, whimpers softly, trying to maintain a weak, flickering aura of light around them both, a last, desperate attempt to heal. The ground beneath them is unforgiving, a cold, rocky wasteland that stretches as far as the eye can see. Sharp winds howl across the barren plains, lifting dust and debris into the air, creating an ever-present storm that batters the wreckage. The mother's body is riddled with injuries, deep gashes where the ship's shrapnel tore through her delicate skin, and bruises from the violent crash. The child, though less physically harmed, is drained, their energy nearly depleted from trying to keep their mother alive. Miles away, a small human exploration team trudges across the treacherous terrain. They're a hardy group, used to surviving in hostile environments, but the moon's harsh conditions have them on edge. The leader, a seasoned explorer with a keen eye, scans the horizon, his thoughts focused on the mission, scouting for resources that could support future human colonies. But there's something else in the air, a feeling of unease that he can't shake. As they move closer to the wreckage, one of the team members spots something unusual, an eerie, dim glow emanating from a cluster of rocks ahead. They approach cautiously, their movements slow and deliberate. What they find stops them in their tracks. Amid the wreckage, the alien mother and child lie in a fragile embrace, barely clinging to life. The leader kneels beside them, his eyes widening as he takes in the sight. He's seen many things in his years of exploration, but nothing like this. The mother's injuries are severe, too severe for her to survive without immediate help. The child, despite their weakened state, still tries to maintain the glow, a testament to their innate, albeit fading, power. Without a word, the team springs into action. The medic, a woman known for her steady hands and quick thinking, assesses the situation. She quickly realizes the gravity of what they've stumbled upon. The alien mother's vital signs are faint, but there's still hope, if they can act fast enough. The environment offers little in the way of support. The air is thin, the temperature dropping rapidly as the sun sets. The team's equipment, though advanced, wasn't designed for this kind of rescue. They're explorers, not medics. But they've faced impossible odds before, and they're not about to give up now. The child's eyes flutter open, and they reach out weakly, their small hand trembling. The medic hesitates for a moment, then gently takes the hand in hers. The child's eyes fill with a mixture of hope and fear, and the glow intensifies for a brief moment before dimming again. It's a silent plea for help, one the humans cannot ignore. The leader's mind races as he tries to formulate a plan. They need to stabilize the mother first, but with their limited supplies, it's a daunting task. He orders the team to set up a makeshift shelter to shield them from the worsening storm. As they work, he studies the alien duo, marveling at the resilience that has kept them alive this long. The terrain around them is a constant reminder of the dangers they face. Jagged rocks jut out from the ground, and the wind, carrying fine particles of dust, stings any exposed skin. The moon's surface, though barren, is treacherous, with deep crevices and hidden pitfalls. It's a place where life shouldn't exist, and yet here they are, fighting to save it. The alien mother's breath is ragged, each exhale weaker than the last. The child clings to her, their tiny frame trembling with the effort to stay conscious. The medic works quickly, applying what little first aid she can, but it's clear that it won't be enough. They need to get the mother stable, or they'll lose them both. The leader takes a deep breath, his resolve hardening. They've faced worse odds before, and they've always found a way. He looks at his team, their faces set with determination, and knows they'll do whatever it takes to save these two. The survival of this alien mother and child has become their mission, and failure is not an option. As they continue their efforts, the wind howls louder, and the temperature drops further. The moon seems determined to claim more victims, but the humans refuse to let that happen. They work in silence, their actions swift and purposeful, knowing that every second counts. In the heart of this desolate place, surrounded by death and despair, they find a glimmer of hope. The alien mother and child, fragile and vulnerable, have become a beacon of resilience. The humans, driven by compassion and an unwavering will to survive, are determined to keep that beacon burning. The medic's hands move swiftly but carefully as she works to stabilize the alien mother. The moon's unforgiving environment makes every task more difficult, and she can feel the urgency in the air. The alien child clings to their mother's side, their small body trembling with exhaustion. But there's something else, an odd sensation in the air, a faint warmth that seems to emanate from the child's hands. As the medic reaches for her supplies, she feels a gentle tug on her arm. She looks down to see the child, their eyes wide with fear and determination. Their hands, though shaking, begin to glow faintly, a soft light that pulses in rhythm with their breathing. The medic pauses, her gaze fixed on the child, trying to comprehend what she's witnessing. The child's hands move towards the alien mother's wounds, the light growing stronger. The medic watches in astonishment as the deep gashes on the mother's body start to close, the torn flesh knitting together with surprising speed. It's as if the child is pouring every ounce of their remaining strength into this act, driven by an instinctive need to save their mother. One of the humans, still nursing a minor injury from earlier, accidentally brushes against the child's glowing hand. Instantly, a warm sensation spreads through his body, and the pain in his arm diminishes. He looks at the child, then at the medic, who nods slowly, realizing the gravity of what this means. The child has the ability to heal, but it's clear they're struggling. The glow around their hands flickers, and their body sways, barely able to stay upright. The medic catches the child before they collapse, gently laying them down next to their mother. The child's eyes flutter as they try to focus, their breaths shallow and uneven. "They're too weak," the medic murmurs, her voice filled with concern. "They're using everything they have to heal her, but it's not enough. If we don't help them, they'll both die." The leader of the group, his face set with determination, crouches beside the medic. "What do we need to do?" he asks, his voice low but firm. The medic looks down at the child, her mind racing. "We have to stabilize the child first. If we can keep them conscious, maybe they can heal the mother fully. But they're exhausted, they've been doing this for who knows how long." The child reaches out, their hand glowing faintly as they try to continue the healing. The medic gently presses their hand back down, shaking her head. "You need to rest," she whispers softly. The child looks at her with pleading eyes, their desperation clear. One of the other team members, a technician with a background in alien physiology, steps forward. "If they're using their own energy to heal, then they need a source of replenishment. We've got to find something that can help them regain their strength, even if just a little." The leader nods, his mind already turning over possible solutions. "What about our rations? Anything in them that could help?" The technician frowns, considering. "It's worth a shot. We don't have much, but it's better than nothing." As the team hurries to gather what little they have, the medic stays with the child, trying to keep them calm. She speaks to them in soothing tones, telling them stories of her own home, trying to keep their mind off the pain. The child listens, their eyes closing and opening slowly, the glow around their hands fading and flickering. "We're going to help you," the medic assures them, though she's not sure if the child understands her words. "You just need to hold on a little longer." The rations are brought over, and the technician carefully examines each one, looking for anything that might provide the energy the child needs. They settle on a nutrient paste, the closest thing they have to a concentrated energy source. The medic carefully feeds a small amount to the child, hoping it will be enough. The child swallows with difficulty, but after a few moments, the glow in their hands returns, faint but steady. Encouraged, the medic continues to feed them small portions, watching as the light grows stronger. The child's breathing steadies, and they look up at the medic, their eyes filled with gratitude. The leader watches from the side, his expression unreadable. "How are they?" he asks quietly. The medic nods, a hint of hope in her voice. They're stabilizing, but they're still weak. If we can keep this up, they might be able to finish what they started. The child, sensing the renewed strength, turns their attention back to their mother. The glow in their hands intensifies, and they press their palms against her wounds. The team watches in awe as the injuries continue to heal, the mother's breathing becoming less labored. But the process is taking its toll. The child's energy, though replenished, is still limited. The glow flickers again, and the medic quickly feeds them another small portion of the paste. The child responds, the light growing brighter as they focus every bit of strength on healing their mother. Minutes pass, each one feeling like an eternity. The team is silent, their eyes fixed on the child, willing them to succeed. Finally, the last of the mother's wounds closes, and she takes a deep, steady breath. The child slumps forward, their hands falling to their sides, the glow fading completely. The medic catches the child before they fall, cradling them gently. The child's eyes close, and they drift into a deep sleep, exhausted but alive. The mother stirs, her eyes slowly opening as she regains consciousness. She looks at her child, then at the humans, a look of profound gratitude crossing her face. The leader lets out a breath he didn't realize he was holding. "We did it," he says softly, a mixture of relief and awe in his voice. The medic nods, her own relief evident. "Yes, but we need to keep them safe. They're not out of danger yet." The team sets to work, reinforcing the shelter and preparing for the long night ahead. As the moon's storm continues to rage outside, the humans and the alien family share a moment of quiet triumph, bound together by their shared struggle for survival. The air inside the makeshift shelter is thick with tension. The child, though resting, is still weak, and the mother, though healed, remains fragile. The humans huddle together, their minds racing to find a solution. They've done all they can with the limited resources they have, but it's not enough. The child's energy is dwindling, and they need more than just nutrients to survive. One of the explorers, a geologist by trade, is scanning the area with a handheld device, searching for anything that might help. The moon is barren, but it holds secrets beneath its surface. His eyes widen as the device picks up an anomaly, a dense, rich deposit deep underground. He checks the readings again, his heart pounding in his chest. "Wait," he says, his voice tinged with both hope and urgency. "There's something here. A mineral deposit, and it's massive. I've never seen anything like it." The leader turns to him, a spark of hope in his eyes. "What is it?" The geologist shakes his head in disbelief. "I don't know the exact composition, but it's unlike anything we've encountered before. It's deep, though. Really deep. We'll need to dig, and we're not exactly equipped for mining." The medic looks over at the child, who is stirring weakly. "If it's something they need, we have to try. It might be their only chance." The leader nods, his mind already forming a plan. "All right. We dig. Use whatever we have. We don't stop until we get what we need." They set to work, improvising with the tools they have. The ground is tough, resistant to their efforts, but they push on. Every minute counts, and the strain is starting to show. The team is exhausted, but they don't slow down. They can't afford to. As they dig, the child wakes and watches them, their eyes following every movement. There's a new awareness in their gaze, a recognition of what's happening. They're still too weak to help, but their presence seems to spur the humans on, driving them to dig faster, harder. The geologist's hands are blistered, his muscles aching, but he doesn't stop. The leader's face is set in a determined grimace, his every breath a silent vow to save the alien family. The medic occasionally glances at the child, her heart aching with the knowledge that time is running out. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, they strike something solid. The geologist's device confirms it, it's the mineral. But the deposit is embedded in the rock, and extracting it with their limited tools will be a challenge. The tension ratchets up another notch. The leader wipes sweat from his brow, his eyes fixed on the gleaming material. "This has to be it. We get this out, and we save them." The team works together, chipping away at the rock with a mixture of tools and brute strength. The process is slow and grueling. The geologist carefully extracts the mineral, a glowing, crystalline substance that pulses with a faint, inner light. It's beautiful, almost ethereal, and the humans can sense its significance even without fully understanding it. This is what they need, the geologist whispers, holding the mineral with reverence. This is their lifeline. The medic takes the mineral, her hands trembling slightly as she prepares to administer it to the child. She looks at the child, who nods weakly, understanding what's about to happen. The alien mother watches too, her eyes filled with a mix of hope and fear. The child reaches out, their hand trembling as they touch the mineral. A soft glow emanates from the contact, spreading through the child's body. It's working, but the process is slow. The child's strength is returning, but the mineral is fragile and must be handled with extreme care. The leader steps forward, concern etched on his face. How long will it take? The medic frowns, her focus entirely on the child. I don't know. But we have to be careful. If we rush this, it could do more harm than good. The child, sensing the urgency, tries to quicken the process, but their body protests. The glow intensifies, and for a moment, it seems like the energy might overwhelm them. The humans exchange worried glances, unsure if they should intervene. The child closes their eyes, concentrating deeply, and the glow steadies. The tension in the room eases slightly as the child's breathing evens out, their body absorbing the mineral's energy. The mother reaches out, placing a hand on the child's shoulder, her touch gentle and comforting. Minutes pass, the air thick with anticipation. The child slowly opens their eyes, the glow now a steady, comforting presence. They look at the humans, gratitude shining in their eyes. The geologist lets out a breath he didn't realize he was holding. We did it, he says softly, a sense of wonder in his voice. The leader nods, his expression one of cautious relief. We did. But we're not out of the woods yet. We still need to get them off this moon and back to safety. The child, now stronger, stands on shaky legs. They take a few tentative steps towards the leader, reaching out a hand in a gesture of thanks. The leader takes it, a silent understanding passing between them. The bond that has formed here, in the midst of this desolate place, is something none of them will ever forget. The geologist examines the remaining mineral, considering its properties. This stuff, it's incredible. If their species relies on it, it must be essential to their survival. We might have just unlocked something vital for them. The medic nods, her eyes still on the child. We need to find a way to help them secure more of it. This could change everything for their people. The leader agrees, his mind already planning their next steps. Let's get them stabilized and figure out how to get off this rock. We've come this far, we're not giving up now. The humans and the alien family, now united by their shared struggle, prepare for the next phase of their journey. The discovery of the mineral has given them hope, but the path ahead is still fraught with challenges. They know that whatever comes next, they'll face it together, bound by the extraordinary circumstances that brought them together on this desolate moon. The air is thick with urgency as the humans work at a frantic pace. The alien mother's condition has taken a sudden turn for the worse, her breathing shallow and labored. Her wounds, once closed, seem to weaken, and the humans know they are running out of time. The child, though stronger than before, is still fragile, their newfound energy draining quickly as they attempt to keep their mother stable. We're losing her, the medic calls out, her voice tinged with desperation. The leader's face hardens with resolve, his mind racing. They've managed to extract the mineral, but there's no room for error now. Every second counts. The geologist, his hands trembling from exhaustion, carefully handles the remaining mineral, breaking it down into smaller pieces. We have to get this processed now, he mutters, his voice strained. The others gather around, working as one cohesive unit, driven by the same goal, to save the alien mother. The child watches, their eyes wide with fear and hope. They reach out, trying to help, but the medic gently holds them back. Not yet, she whispers, her tone soothing. We'll get her through this. Just hold on a little longer. The leader takes charge, directing the team with calm authority. Focus on the task. We need to do this right. No mistakes. His words cut through the tension, grounding everyone in the moment. They know the stakes. They've come too far to fail now. The processing of the mineral is delicate work. The humans improvise with what little equipment they have, using every ounce of their skill and ingenuity. The room is filled with the sound of tools scraping against rock, the hum of makeshift machinery, and the labored breathing of the alien mother. Finally, the mineral is ready. The medic takes the prepared substance and moves quickly to administer it to the child. The child, though exhausted, steadies themselves, knowing what must be done. The moment the mineral touches their skin, a powerful surge of energy courses through them, their entire body glowing with a radiant light. "Now," the medic says softly, placing a hand on the child's shoulder, offering both support and encouragement. The child nods, their small frame trembling with the effort, but their resolve is clear. They turn to their mother, who lies motionless, her life hanging by a thread. The child places their hands on their mother's chest, the glow intensifying, filling the room with a warm, pulsating light. The humans watch in awe, holding their breath as the healing process begins. The energy emanating from the child is almost tangible, a living force that flows from them into their mother, seeking out every injury, every sign of weakness. But the process is far from smooth. The child's face contorts with concentration, their bodies shaking under the strain. The light flickers, dimming for a moment, and the medic's heart skips a beat. "Stay with us," she whispers, her voice barely audible, as if willing the child to keep going. The leader clenches his fists, every muscle in his body tense. He can see the toll this is taking on the child, the immense burden they're carrying to save their mother. His respect for them, already deep, grows even stronger. He knows they're witnessing something extraordinary, something that transcends their understanding. The minutes drag on, each one filled with silent prayers and unspoken fears. The child's energy begins to wane, the light around them flickering dangerously. But then, as if summoning a final reserve of strength, the glow intensifies, becoming almost blinding in its brilliance. The room is filled with a soft, melodic hum, the sound of the healing energy at work. The alien mother stirs, her breathing becoming steadier, her color returning. The wounds that had threatened to reopen are now fully healed, the skin smooth and unmarked. The child's eyes are closed, their face serene as they channel the last of the mineral's energy into their mother, ensuring that she is fully restored. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the glow fades. The child collapses, spent, their body falling limply into the medic's arms. The room is plunged into silence, the only sound the steady, rhythmic breathing of the alien mother, now fully healed. The humans stand frozen, barely daring to breathe. The medic checks the child, relief flooding her as she finds them alive, just deeply asleep. "They did it," she whispers, her voice choked with emotion. "They really did it." The leader exhales slowly, a wave of exhaustion and relief washing over him. He looks at the alien mother, who is now stirring, her eyes fluttering open. She takes in her surroundings, then looks at her child, safe in the medic's arms. Her eyes fill with tears, tears of gratitude, of relief, of a love that transcends words. The child, though still unconscious, seems to sense their mother's presence, a faint smile playing on their lips. The bond between them is palpable, a connection that the humans can feel, even without understanding the full depth of it. The leader steps forward, his voice gentle as he addresses the alien mother. "You're safe now. Your child, they saved you. We just did what we could." The alien mother looks at him, her eyes shining with gratitude. She reaches out, her hand trembling slightly, and places it over her child's heart. A soft glow emanates from the point of contact, a final sign of the bond between mother and child, now renewed and strengthened. The medic, still holding the child, feels a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey has been grueling, the obstacles nearly insurmountable, but they've done it. Together they've saved a life, 2 lives, really. And in doing so, they've forged a connection that will last beyond this moment, beyond this moon. The leader nods, a small smile playing on his lips. "We couldn't have done it without you," he says, his voice carrying the weight of their shared experience. But now, we need to focus on getting all of us off this moon. The team moves into action, their exhaustion momentarily forgotten as they prepare for the next phase of their journey. The alien mother, now fully recovered, sits up slowly, her eyes never leaving her child's face. She knows the danger isn't over, but for now, they have a chance to survive, to heal, to live. As they prepare to leave, the child stirs in the medic's arms, their eyes fluttering open. They look around, disoriented at first, but then they see their mother, alive and well. A look of pure relief and happiness crosses their face, and they reach out, their small hand grasping their mother's. The humans watch this reunion, a quiet respect in their hearts. They've witnessed something miraculous, something that has changed them in ways they're only beginning to understand. They've faced the impossible and come out on the other side, not just as survivors, but as saviors. The leader gives the order to move out, his voice steady and calm. The alien mother rises to her feet, still holding her child's hand, and together, they follow the humans out into the desolate landscape. The journey ahead is still uncertain, but they face it together, united by the bonds they've forged in the heart of this barren moon. The air is filled with a sense of quiet triumph as the humans finally allow themselves to rest. They've done it, against all odds. They've saved the alien mother and child. The exhaustion is evident in their every movement, but so is the relief. The medic sits quietly, watching as the child, now strong and healthy, huddles close to their mother. The bond between them, forged through pain and perseverance, is stronger than ever. The alien mother, still recovering but visibly stronger, looks at the humans with deep gratitude. She reaches out, taking the leader's hand in a gesture that transcends language. Her eyes convey what words cannot, a profound thankfulness for what they've done, for the life they've given back to her and her child. The leader nods, understanding the weight of that gesture. "We couldn't have done it without you," he says, his voice soft but filled with meaning. "Your child, their strength, their will to survive, it's extraordinary." The child looks up, their eyes bright with a new sense of awareness. There's something different about them now, a quiet confidence, a strength that wasn't there before. They've faced death and come out the other side, and in doing so, they've discovered a power that could change the fate of many. As the humans gather their supplies, preparing to leave the moon, the geologist speaks up. "This mineral," he says, holding up a small piece of the crystalline substance. "It's more than just a lifeline for them. It's something that could save countless lives. We've only scratched the surface of what it can do." The leader nods thoughtfully. "If we can find a way to harness it, to make it available to those who need it, we could be looking at something much bigger than we imagined." The medic, still watching the child, adds, "And the child's ability. It's more than just healing. It's a connection, a bond that transcends species. We've seen what they can do, and I think this is just the beginning." The alien mother, sensing the significance of the moment, reaches into a small pouch at her side. She pulls out a small, intricately carved object, a symbol of her people, representing life, unity, and hope. She offers it to the leader, a gesture of trust and friendship. The leader accepts it with reverence, understanding the depth of its meaning. "Thank you," he says, his voice filled with sincerity. "We won't forget this." The child, now more confident, steps forward. They reach out to the humans, their eyes filled with something new, a determination, a willingness to bridge the gap between their species. In that moment, the humans realize that they've unlocked something far greater than they had anticipated. As they prepare to leave, the leader speaks one last time. "We've done something incredible here," he says, looking at his team. "But this isn't the end. It's the beginning. We've opened a door, and now it's up to us to see where it leads." The journey back is filled with quiet reflection. The humans, though exhausted, are filled with a sense of purpose. They've seen the potential for something extraordinary, an opportunity to help others, to heal, to unite. They know that their actions here have far-reaching implications, not just for the alien family they've saved, but for countless others across the galaxy. As they leave the moon behind, the leader turns to the medic. "You realize what this means, don't you? We've started something we can't turn back from." The medic nods, her expression serious but hopeful. We've shown what humanity can do. We've proven that we're more than just survivors. We're healers. We're something more than anyone ever expected. The geologist, still marveling at the mineral's properties, adds, if we can find more of this, if we can figure out how to use it, we could change everything. Not just for us, but for every species out there. The leader looks at the carved symbol in his hand, a reminder of the bond they've formed. Then that's what we'll do, he says firmly. We'll find a way to help. We'll find a way to make a difference. The child, now fully recovered, watches the humans with a newfound respect and admiration. They've seen the best of what humanity has to offer, and they know that their future is intertwined with these strange, resilient beings. There's a sense of hope, of new possibilities, that fills the air. As they approach their ship, the leader turns back for one last look at the desolate moon, now a place of new beginnings. This is just the start, he murmurs to himself, a quiet promise. There's so much more we can do. The ship takes off, carrying with it not just the humans and the alien family, but the hope of something greater, a future where species come together, where healing and cooperation become the norm, where humanity's role as the galaxy's healers begins to take shape. As the stars stretch out before them, the leader allows himself a small smile. We've got work to do, he says, his voice filled with determination and hope. But I think we're ready for it. The alien mother and child, now safe and on their way to a new life, share a look of understanding. They know that they've been given a second chance, and they know who to thank for it. Their journey isn't over, but they're no longer alone. They've found allies, friends, and perhaps something even more profound. The ship disappears into the vastness of space, leaving the desolate moon behind, but carrying with it the seeds of a new era, an era where humanity, known for its resilience and ingenuity, becomes something even more remarkable. An era where they become the healers of the galaxy, forging bonds and saving lives, one mission at a time.